The story of a sensational police dog who helped save 52 human lives. Loyalty, compassion, and unconditional love are the virtues that can be associated with a dog without any doubt. Still, most of us believe and know about their limitations, as at the end of the day, one has to understand the fact that they are animals. Well, wait. As the dog that we're going to tell you about here did something so extraordinary that it became an overnight sensation and won millions of hearts. I won't be surprised if it tempts you to rethink about your perception on dogs. Listen on to find out the incredible story of this dog, which will leave you awestruck and inspired to the core. Officially known as the United Mexican States, this nation located in the southern portion of North America displays a complex amalgam of indigenous and Spanish culture. From ancient cave paintings, classical monuments, and a vast range of music genres to world-class cuisines and passion for sports, one is left completely stupefied after witnessing these sights which this nation offers. But it was the year 2017 when something so tragic struck this country and its cheerful citizens that the whole world cried with them. It is a fact that Mexico is situated on top of numerous intersecting tectonic plates, which makes it one of the most seismically active regions in the world. This was prime season for earthquakes, which struck on 19th of September 2017 and shook the entire nation. With its epicenter 55 kilometers south of the city of Puebla, the quake raised havoc with strong shaking for about 20 seconds. It seemed that the Almighty was in a mood to raise hell, as this earthquake with a magnitude of 7.1 on the Richter scale had struck 12 days after an even stronger Chiapas earthquake struck 650 kilometers away on the coast of Chiapas. The sight after the disaster was miserable. It led to the collapse of famous churches located in the city of Cholula and on the slopes of Popocatépetl in Atzizihuacan, that too during the mass, killing 15 people present there at the time. Well, this was just a small portion of the utter devastation caused, as around 44 buildings collapsed in Mexico City alone, leading to huge loss of life and property. The government had to declare a state of emergency in 33 municipalities of Morelos and 16 boroughs of Mexico City in order to channel the funds from the National Natural Disaster Fund, FONDEN, to be used during the emergency response phase. The general public was in peril, with something needed to be done quickly in order to provide them some relief. An effective and efficient rescue operation was the need of the hour after the calamity, which had claimed approximately 361 lives, with many people still trapped under the debris and on the verge of succumbing to the circumstances. It was then that the Mexican Navy sprung into action, leading to an accelerated pace of the rescue operations being conducted. Though they helped a lot of people affected by the calamity, it was them who also came up with sad statements, like one issued by Navy Undersecretary Angel Enrique Sarmiento: "All of the children are unfortunately dead," while talking about Enrique Ripsamen School on Mexico City's south side. Well, apart from the sad events, it was a surprising hero who arose in such a tough time and caught the attention of the whole world due to his incredible work. Yes, it is the dog that you see in this image whom I was talking about. Her name is Frida and she's a Labrador Retriever. You won't believe that she's the most famous dog in the entire nation of Mexico. But why? Well, as of now, I'd just give a hint that she's the head of the Mexican Navy's canine unit and is used to witnessing the sights that most people wouldn't even dream of. She is one with amazing work ethics and believes in giving her all when it comes to completing the task assigned. Her life and amazing antics will surely leave you in awe and inspire you. Let me first give you a brief idea of the kind of dog she is. She is a Labrador Retriever. This breed of dogs is one of the most popular in the entire world. The reason being its high intelligence, good temperament, and an extremely efficient sense of smell. It is because of these qualities that they are generally being used in Navy, police force, and militaries as detection dogs. They're highly obedient and can be trained without much hassle. Fortunately, Frida displayed all these characteristics in abundance, which eventually came in handy in situations such as this one that was suffering for the entire nation of Mexico. After the 8.1 magnitude earthquake occurring in the year 1985, the Mexican Secretariat of the Navy, SEMAR, created a canine unit with the prime objective of conducting search and rescue operations in order to help and find people trapped in the rubble of collapsed buildings. The highlight was the inclusion of a canine team in the unit, which consisted of highly trained dogs. The fact of Frida being the head of this team can give you an idea of her high credentials. When an earthquake hits, canine search and rescue teams are an important tool at a global level. Commander Israel Monterde Cervantes, chief of the SEMAR's Canine Unit, explained Dialogo. Their efficiency saves us time getting to people who are still alive. We've advanced quite a bit since the '85 quake. We have had many advances in the area of protecting civilians, Commander Monterde stated. We are one of the best in this area in Latin America. These statements arrive from the confidence that officials have in Frida, who is always ready to help whenever a natural disaster occurs. But before going into an operation, she's made to wear goggles, boots, and a harness, just like any other Navy personnel. It is after this that she gets ready for action. Astonishingly, Frida has been serving the Navy since the day she was born and is currently 7 years old. The amazing rescuing skills that she displayed during the earthquake will surely have you stunned. In the span of 7 years that she's served with the Navy, Frida has made quite a name for herself, which is exceptional, as 7 years is considered to be a short amount of time for achieving something that Frida has. It is because of her amazing detection skills that 12 out of the 52 people she detected are still alive. But if you think this is all, then you're wrong, as there's much more under her belt, most of them acquired after her efforts during the tragedy which struck Mexico that we're talking about. When the Navy was being asked by the government of Mexico to spring into action and help people who'd been affected, Frida was among those who instantly popped up in the miserable scene caused by the 7.1 scale earthquake. She was being deployed in the Mexican state of Oaxaca, which was the most affected by the tragedy and had become a site of mass destruction. She was instantly made to wear her protective gear before proceeding to work her way through the collapsed buildings amidst the rubble in order to find bodies. It was only because of her exceptional detection skills that the officials were able to find the body of a Juchitán police officer and numerous other civilians among the debris. But Frida and the Navy personnel weren't relaxed yet, as they knew there was still a lot more work left to do. After successfully completing the rescue operation in the state of Oaxaca, Frida was on her way to Mexico City. The Mexican Navy was confident that Frida would help them significantly here too after seeing her showcasing her skills. But this time Frida was not alone in her rescuing spree, leading the pack consisting of 14 other rescue dogs, who were assigned the task of finding as many bodies as they could. The loss of life was huge here, as it was reported that there were at least 305 people dead. Amidst these traumatic sights, Frida vigilantly looked for survivors. While explaining about the canine unit with a special emphasis on Frida, her handler explained that Frida's co-workers, her 2 Belgian Malinois co-workers, Evil and Echo, helped her significantly. Since both of them are younger than Frida, they go first into any collapsed building. It's after they detect a person that Frida arrives at the scene to give a final confirmation, barking at the sign of any life. As previously told, when it came to conducting rescue operations in Mexico City, Frida wasn't the only dog. But something happened that made Frida come into the limelight unlike other dogs after completing the operation of rescuing bodies from the rubble site. What was it that made her so special? Take a look at some of the possible theories centered around the worldwide fame that Frida now enjoys. Frida's road to fame started from a simple tweet that was shared by the Mexican Navy's official Twitter account. The image you see in front of you is the same tweet. As evident, it was a photo collage displaying Frida in action, putting in hard work in order to sniff out bodies using her exceptional ability. One can clearly understand the effort this dog puts in and the extent to which it goes in order to complete the task assigned. It didn't take much time for this tweet to go viral, first in Mexico and eventually across the world. Now, it wasn't just the Mexican community who were praising the valiant dog on social media. The tweet became so popular that it was becoming popular on its own, needing no more effort from anyone to share and promote it. Anyone who saw the post felt inspired and became an ardent fan of this dog. Undoubtedly, her work deserved this. But it was a tweet from a particular and significant personality which escalated the Twitter post and the fame of the dog to a completely different level. It was a tweet from the office of the Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto that the name Frida became a worldwide sensation. The office tweeted thanks, pointing towards her picture, showing massive respect and recognition of the hard work and value that Labrador added to the Mexican Navy. Though this post has already taken social media by storm, recognition from the president's office itself added a sense of patriotism and respect. But this was just the start of the insane popularity and applause that Frida was going to receive. It was a result of endorsing tweets like the one before and several others which eventually blew up the tweet being put up by the Navy. You can get an idea of the extent to which the tweet had become famous from the fact that it received 4,000 retweets and 7,000 likes. Everyone was going crazy over the dog and doing stuff which you'd be hard to believe for you at the very first start. This little Labrador who was risking her life for a noble cause had taken a place in everyone's heart. Not only did the original tweet consist of Frida's pictures, but the president's tweet also started to pull in big numbers and garner attention too. The tweet read, "This is Frida. She belongs to Seymour and has helped save 52 lives in various natural disasters at national and international levels." This tweet received more than 11,000 retweets and around 6.3 thousand likes. It seemed that the craze of Frida would never end and would go on at the same pace as it had been going for months. People started calling her a symbol of hope and a hero, and believe me, they meant each and every word. Not only this, there were many who offered to send her more boots if there was a need. Well, Frida was no ordinary dog, and neither were the rest of the dogs in the unit, and had plenty to wear while going on rescue operations. Some of the most notable comments left by fans are, "She should rest a little, she's worked a lot. God take care of you, your work isn't easy," one user wrote. Another comment stated, "Now you know why they say that dogs are a man's best friend." These comments are enough to show the level of respect and love Frida was getting from anyone who saw the post on social media. Not only through comments, there were other crazy ways too by which people were praising the dog's work. Yes, the image you see in front of you is real. I'm sure you'd be wondering about the impact that this dog has had on the hearts of people. Most importantly, on the lives of people she saved from falling into the pit of death by selflessly risking her life through dangers. Mind you, this tattoo is a permanent one. But one thing I'm sure of is the next thing will blow your mind. If tattoos and comments on the Twitter post weren't enough for you to realize the sensation that Frida had become, then take a look at this. Some people came up with a crazy idea and commented, "Frida for president." One man even went to the extent of saying that Frida's image should replace that of painter Diego Rivera on the 500 peso note. The image you're looking at right now is the Photoshop version of the note sent and tweeted by the same man. The sudden fame hasn't deviated Frida from doing what she does best, which is saving lives. She remains dedicated to her work and unit and still works for the Mexican Navy. She, along with her team, was sent onto the earthquake-affected areas in order to find more bodies, even 4 days later. Frida's older when compared to other dogs in her unit. This is the prime reason that she's not the first one sent into a potentially dangerous situation, as with age she has acquired experience which is invaluable for the Navy. The younger pups are the first sent in to confirm the presence of anybody. After this, Frida goes in there to double-check using her expertise. Frida is a highly trained dog. She's taught to give specific responses in her training. For example, a bark indicates the sign of human life. But in the instance of discovering a body, the dogs stop in their tracks and carefully proceed further. They act afraid. Frida's handler, Israel Arauz Salinas, stated, "That indicates to us that there's a body." Well, any amount of thanks is less for the officials providing training and obviously the devotion of the dogs who selflessly risk their lives in order to significantly help the community. You'll be surprised to know that Frida also runs training courses for newly recruited dogs. Currently, the Mexican Army is utilizing Frida's skill in the best way possible, which is to find bodies after tragedies such as the one we talked about in this story. Unlike some unlucky dogs, her efforts have earned the recognition she deserves.